Hello, I'm Doug, and this is the Taste and Sensibility channel. And today on Brie-Like Cheeses number 24, we're looking at Saint Angel, a product of France. And this is a pretty big chunk from a large wheel or wedge. I don't know if it's round, I can't really see a radius on it. It can't be, it would have to be 9 feet across. So I think it's a big square or block that they cut into smaller pieces, and this is made from cow's milk. And I find it in all of my cheese shops around here. This is, by the way, listed in Liz Thorpe's book, The Book of Cheese. In her Brie chapter, Saint Angel is listed as a triple creme cow's milk cheese from France, which is pretty much just butter-like in terms of flavor, texture. It seems to be fluffy. It's not, this is, yeah, oh, yeah. So she lists it, and she says it's one of her favorites. Approachable, accessible, easy to approach cheeses that she recommends to people. So before I destroy my set here, let me try to get into this thing and open it up. This is very soft. It's been out of the fridge for a couple hours, and it's certainly at eating temperature, but it's also going to be squishy, hard to handle until I break in and get some sort of grip on. I have released it, I think. There. So Martin Wine has their label all over this thing. Let's see if I can find a sell by date. Sell by 8/20/21. So I beat that deadline. And it's probably a peel off label, and I'm seeing a very white rind, but the curious thing is, Liz says it's not Penicillium candidum. While the plump, quilted-looking rind is soft shade of white, it's not grown from the traditional Brie mold P. candidum, but exclusively from Geotrichum yeast. Accordingly, it has a remarkable ability to never throw off fungal flavors or bitter notes. So here's a white rind. That's the Geotrichum yeast. It doesn't look yellow. And then the smell, it's musty, but it's definitely not mushroom. The smell is really subdued and quiet. So, oh, I can't wait to get into this. I will need a special weird color. I don't know what color that is. Blue? Purple? One side's blue, one side's purple. Yeah, they're both purples. I will just dive into a corner here and smear some on this flatbread. There's lots of rind here, but it is soft. It is smearing like room temperature butter. It's a triple creme brie, basically. The Geotrichum yeast, the non-traditional pecan, not the traditional P. candidum, but they say it's Geotrichum. Faintest notes of dairy. Okay, here we go. A little saltiness is evident from the unsalted flatbread. Whoa, it is like butter. The mouthfeel and the flavor. Are just like butter. And in fact, Liz says that she has substituted this for butter in some applications. And she says that that is not cost effective. Wow. Spectacular. Okay. So I'm going to try another piece of this. Wow, cuts so easily. This is soft, smooth, fluffy. Butter is the best description for the texture too. So on a piece of rye vita, which is just rye and water, and it's baked so the water is gone. No salt. Very rustic, rough, crusty rye cracker. Let's find out. Saltiness is evident. the cheese is not all that salty. But when it's on this cracker or on the flatbread, it stands out pretty well. And then the mouthfeel, there's so much fat. Whoa. It's clearly dairy. It's clearly cow to my palate. And whoa, it's rich, sumptuous. Everything about this just says excess, excess, excess. It gets along with that multigrain cracker just fine. Now I'm putting it on a little more oily crostini. It's got some salt. It's got more flavor of its own. So we'll see how these get along. I am liking this cheese. Wow, how decadent that someone puts out something like this on the market. Cracker's oily and flavorful, and the cheese is fatty and flavorful. It's like buttery and oily cracker. Wow. So that's good stuff, and this remainder will disappear well before its expiration date, which I don't really pay attention to. But this is an excellent example of the fromageur's art. I don't know. It's a French word for cheesemaker or cheese ager or one of those things. So I think I'm ready to dive into pairings. I've done it on every cracker, and it's highlights different things on each cracker, and I like it. So I'm going to go after the sweet, oily nuttiness of a pecan, or maybe 4 pecans. This is so big with lots of cheese. That should give me some pecan flavor if it jumps out. So pecans are probably salted. Cheese is a little salted. Flatbread is not. Let's find out. Pecan nuttiness is very weak. I'm not getting salt coming through. Wow. This cheese is just a kind of a tsunami of butter flavor and mouthfeel and fat and more fat. And just washes away all the pecan notes. So I had 4 pecans on there. They're small, but I didn't really get any nutty notes. Wow, wonder what else is gonna get washed away. Let me get another piece ready. Maybe I shouldn't put big wads of this cheese for pairings. I'm going to try a couple pieces of dried kiwi. Clearly green kiwi and not some golden thing. Let's give this a try and see what happens. Wow. So I could detect little flashes of tartness and a little, fruity acidity and tang from the kiwi, but it did not stand out. So I had way too much cheese, or way too little of the kiwi, or you might need to use a fresh kiwi to pick it up because you got to chew and bite into it. Okay, I think I'm getting my bearings on how to do this. So a little bit less cheese on this next one. And I'm going to go with this jam. This is Mayhew pepper jelly. Some Mayhew's a fruit that is grown here in Louisiana. And then some kind of pepper to make it spicy and hot. So it'll be sweet. It'll have some fatty mouthfeel, and the salt is in the cheese, and that's all. Well, let's find out. Great combination. Sweet and heat from the pepper jelly. Sweet and heat, and I can taste dairy notes and all the cheese flavors and the butteriness comes right through. So if you get that balance right, that Mayhew pepper jelly works really well. So let's see my next attempt to find something that works. would be a little dried pineapple. Probably sweetened. It's got sugar on the outside. Hoping I don't need 2 pieces, but here goes. A little cheese, a little crostini, and a piece of dried pineapple. Yep. Tsunami of fat and fatty mouthfeel and buttered notes. Just took it all away. It didn't show up. So I'm going to try one last thing here. Which almost always works because it involves blueberries. And it's a blueberry chipotle jam, which has worked before. Let's not do so much. Just need a touch of fruitiness and a touch of the moisture. And we'll see how much heat that chipotle brings. So there we go on that guy. On a multi-grain cracker. Let's see how this works. Oh yeah, get those proportions right, and this is spectacular. Sweet heat and full fruit blueberry notes are all over the place. The butteriness of the cheese. There's lots of dairy, no funkiness, no salt, and the tiny bit of salt in the cracker. But oh, everything worked there. That was wonderful. So this is a good cheese. I'm sure it's got some real interesting uses. You could substitute it for butter in certain applications, but I'm be hard pressed to figure out what they are. But this is really spectacular stuff. So I'm liking this. Liz was right about it, and zoomed right in on its basic character. And this is wonderful. So if this sounds like something you'd be interested in, it should be fairly easy to find in cheese shops or good grocery stores. So go out and look for this. So again, please like this video, leave comments and questions, share it with friends and family and people you see walking down the street. And go ahead and subscribe and click that bell icon to get notified when the new videos come out, usually on Mondays. And pretty soon, we'll be done with Brie-Like cheeses and move on to chilies or peppers or whatever you call them. People add those to their foods for flavor. We'll move on in a few episodes, but for now, come back for a couple more cheese episodes, and cheers.